Yeah. So already basic points about the REST framework, we discussed. Okay. So some images I'm going to show you. So this is the REST API related. So REST API is always working with the client server architecture. Client server architecture. This is called server. This is called the client. The client is nothing but our machine, for example. Okay. Via the HTTP methods, this is all we are calling the HTTP methods. Via the HTTP methods from client to server and server to client, we are going to send the request and we are going to get the response. The application which is sending the request, so this is sending request, guys. The application which is sending the request and getting the response is called client, and the application which is receiving the request and processing that request, generating the response, and finally sending the response to the client is called server, guys. Okay. Which one receiving the request and processing that request and sending the response is called server, and which one is sending the request and receiving the response is called client. So that point remember. And client server architecture always using the HTTP protocols can performing. Okay. So HTTP protocol providing some methods like get to, post to, put to, delete. Get is for getting all records or single record, creating purpose, updating purpose, deleting purpose. Okay, like all CRUD operations we can do it here. So I told guys always one point. As a API developer, REST API developer, our primary goal is sending the request in the form of JSON, getting the response in the form of JSON. Okay, that is our goal, guys. Sending the request in the form of JSON, getting the response in the form of JSON. That is our API developer role. If you are not getting the response in the form of JSON, or if you are not sending the request in the form of JSON, then as a API developer, you failed. Clear this point? Whenever we are converting our request or converting our response in the form of JSON, then only app to app communication is possible. Otherwise, not possible. Application to application communication not possible. Only from the browser people can communicate. Don't worry that one. Okay, but app to app communication is not possible. Clear, everyone? Okay, remember this point. Now here already this example I explained. So here different kind of application there. Here our database is there, guys. So actually this is our Django project. So here Django URLs there. Django URLs available here. Okay. Totally is Django project, guys. Totally is Django project. Okay. So here we have the browser. From the browser, whenever people are sending the URL, this is nothing but a Django URL they are going to be sending as a Django URL. Whenever they are sending the Django URL, so that is communicating to here, guys, Django URLs. And the URL communicating to one view communicating to model communicating to database. Finally, via the Django URLs, we are interacted to database and performing the operations whatever you want. Okay, that is Django URL behavior. But from other applications, like Amazon, like a Flipkart, like a Swiggy, Zomato, like a number of applications. From other applications, if anybody wants to communicate our application related database, this Django project related database, if anybody wants to communicate to performing operation, must be required REST API. For the existing Django project only, we are going to be developing the REST API, and this REST API using by other people, they are going to be communicated to our database. So REST API main target is query the database, our application related database. Whatever they want to do, they are going to do query. They are going to give query, and they will get the response if available requested related response. Okay, na? So remember this section. If there is no REST API here, then These all people unable to communicate with our application related database. That's why we are going to be developing the APIs. Okay, and this is the one of the final answer, guys. So here, what exactly is a REST API? What is exactly REST API meaning? Okay, so here different clients there, guys. Client 1, client 2, client 3. Our clients are doing what? Sending the HTTP request and they are waiting for the response. I'm sending request, guys. I'm waiting for response. Whenever I'm sending request, some time taking to get the response. Maybe that response success or maybe that response fail. We don't know, but something response is coming. Okay, so now client 1 is sending the get request, HTTP get request to get all users. So here users information available assumption, users information available. Now client 2 sending the new user means creating the new user. Client 3 sending the patch method means updating the record, existing record. Like that, some requests, one time all users, one time create user, one time update user. Like that, request sending by clients. So now our REST API URL we designed here, guys. This is our Django project related REST API. Okay, in our Django project here, Django URL is there. Here REST API is there. That is point. Now REST API receives the HTTP request from clients. REST API receives the HTTP request from clients and does whatever the request needs. Okay, so this HTTP request receiving and what this person want. This person wanting all records getting, all users getting. Okay, taking that HTTP request from the clients and does whatever the request need. Whatever the request need. For example, here create request means going to do create users. Getting all users means going to get the all users. Okay. Now here for getting all, for creating, for deleting, for updating, like this n number of APIs there. So whatever the API you are sending as request. So for every request, one correspondent resource is there here. Correspondent API is there here. So executing mapping with that API and that API communicating to database, guys. That API is going to be communicated with the database. Okay. Now in this database, all users information getting, all users information getting and giving response back. Okay. So here database. So our REST API queries the database for what it needs. So my first API, what needs all users information. Second API, what needs create a new user. What needs third one, update existing user, like that. So what REST API required, what REST API need, that is going to be query by using the REST API in database. Okay, na? So finally response you are getting, guys. Response you are getting. This response sending back to the client. Okay. So about the response information you are getting. Response nothing but when the REST API has what it needs. When the REST API has what it needs, it send back a response to the clients. This would typically be a JSON or XML format. So means, guys, response is nothing but when REST API is sending the request to the database to query the information. Okay, so when REST API having information based on the query, so that response getting back, and that response should be in the JSON format or in XML format, sending back to the client. Then only client will understanding the data. Clear, everyone? Clear, Lakshmi? This points. So now here HTTP methods. So these all are methods. Each method is for what purpose you are getting here. So read the data from database. Okay, this is update the data into database. So this is also update, guys. Put is a full update and patch is a partially update. Okay. So post is creating new data, delete is the delete from the database, like that. So put and patch differences I want to tell you, guys. Put and patch differences. Okay, na? So now you can see here. So remember these methods. Okay. So get method, post method, put method, patch method, delete method. Majorly we are using these methods, guys. Okay, so here you are going to do getting all records are single record. Okay, so now here this is for create a new record, create a new record, and this is for put. Put is for full update, full update the object, full update the records, or else full update the object. Now patch is partial update, partial update the object. Now this is for delete the object. Okay, so these all methods we are calling HTTP methods, guys. HTTP methods we are calling HTTP methods. Okay, na? So here put and patch both are update only, but put is for full update, patch is for partial update. So what is full update, what is a partial update? Now we will see, guys. So can see here have an employee object. Okay, so here I have e number key. So e number is 10. Next I have e name. So e name is for example Ramu. So next I have salary. I have this salary, and next the salary is 10,000. Assumption, guys. So now this is my object. This is my dictionary object. Dictionary object. Okay. So original object, this one, guys. This is inside the database. Which format is available in the database, guys? E number, e name, salary. Like this, their columns. Now here employee number 10, employee name Ramu, employee salary is 1,000. Like that there. Okay. Now my intention is I want to update only salary as 20,000. 10,000 as 20,000 increment I am giving. Okay, company people giving increment to this particular employee. So guys, if you want to do it, update this value, you should be passed like this, guys. Employee number 10, employee name Ramu, salary is instead of 1,000, you need to give here 2,000. Okay, na 2,000 or 20,000, 20,000. So 10,000 previously is there. Now 20,000 you changed. Okay, na? So actually we require to update what column? Only salary column in the database. But along with the salary, e number is what, e name is what, everything you are giving. So wherever employee number 10, employee name Ramu is there, their salary 20,000 you are going to be updating like this. 20,000. Okay, guys, 20,000 you are doing the update. Okay. Now partial update, patch is for partial update. So partial update means no need of updating the all the fields, guys. No need of updating the all the fields. So what you want to do update? Only salary I want to do it update. Salary I want to do it update, guys. So here 30,000, whatever you want, you can take it. Okay. So enough. Only this one, whatever the field you want to be updating, that single field you can send directly, that is going to be updating. So whenever you are going to be updating in the browser URL, some ID number you are giving, wherever that ID is there, their salary 30,000 changing. But here put method, all fields, these two fields I don't want to update, but those fields data also we need to give. That is wasting time, performance is wasting, memory is wasting, complexity is increasing, burden is increasing on developer while writing all the fields data. Clear this point? HTTP methods behaviors. Okay, next HTTP methods and HTTP methods, HTTP methods and or else okay, and database CRUD commands, guys. CRUD commands. Okay, HTTP methods versus CRUD commands, relations, relation. We are going to be discussing right now HTTP methods and database CRUD commands. Okay, so HTTP methods means get. HTTP methods means get. Okay, and post and put are partial patch, no problem. Put are patch, and next delete these things, guys. Okay, so if you want, you can also take it get. So getting all, getting single, both are comes under one section only, just assumption. Okay, now here for getting purpose, read operation is there, guys. Read operation is there. Okay, for post purpose, okay. So create operation is there. Create operation is there, and for update purpose, okay, update operation is there, and for delete purpose, we have the delete operation only. Okay, so generally guys, we are calling the CRUD commands CURD means, so C means create, U means update, R means read the data, and D means delete the data. Okay, so CRUD commands, database CRUD commands you are calling, and these are we are calling the HTTP methods. HTTP methods, these are the database commands in MySQL or Oracle or any other DB. Okay, so whatever the operations you want to perform on the database side, as a programming developer, we are going to use these methods only. We are going to use these methods, HTTP methods only, to performing the specific operations. As a database developer, they are going to use these CRUD commands to performing the database operations. Clear this one? So remember this structure, guys. We are the Django developer, Django REST API developer. So as a Django REST API developer, we are going to use these HTTP methods only to performing these CRUD operations on our database. On our database. Okay. So here my database is there, guys, with some data. With some data is there. Okay. So my HTTP methods are internally converted into database CRUD commands. These database CRUD commands communicating to database and performing the required outputs. I mean executing the required outputs, okay, or else generating the required output, and that output is sending back, guys. Okay, so like this communication is happening. Communication is happening. Understanding, guys, these all things, basic terms. Okay, now, so regularly, we are discussing some definitions, madam. We are discussing some definitions. So what is API? What is API? Like that. Okay. So API means API stands for, guys. API stands for application programming interface. API stands for application programming interface, which is containing the collection of which contains collection of which is containing the collection of classes and APIs, classes and programs, or whatever you want, guys. which is contains the collection of classes and modules, or methods, like whatever you want, you can take it, guys. Okay, so these all, every collection of classes, guys, every class is having some meaning. According to that meaning, for that meaning, whenever we require particular meaning related concept, we are going to use particular section of class. Okay, so API is used, guys, API is used for making app to app communication. Okay, na? API is used for making app to app communication. Got it? So one application to another application, if you want to providing the link, then if you want to providing the communication, then we required one interface. That interface is called API. That interface is called API. Just assumption you can see. So here one app is there, here another app is there, guys. Okay, so if you want to make this app to app communication, app 1, and here app 2 is there, app 1, app 2. Okay, so if you want to make the app 1 to app 2 communication, then here we required API. Okay, so app 1 communicating to app 2 via the API. Now app 2 communicating to app 1 via the API. Okay, so API primary goal is what? Taking the request in the form of JSON, guys. Taking the request in the form of JSON, and now JSON request sending to the app 2. Okay, now app 2 giving the response in the form of JSON, guys, and now same JSON response sending back to the app 1. Okay, so here only they're all in the API only, they're all JSON type data. So this is our Django coding, as assumption. Django, this is what Django application. This is what Django application, and this is Java application assumption. So Django code converted into JSON, guys. Here API containing JSON format, guys. Django formatted code converted into JSON. Now JSON formatted code converted into Java. Okay, Java code converted into JSON response. JSON response again converted into Django code. Like one language to another language, each other can communicating successfully. Okay, na, guys, this is called API, guys. So one point remember, this is one application, this is another application. One application to another application communication purpose, we required API. Okay, but some human beings to computer, human beings to application communication purpose, we required GUI menus. Okay, so human being to application communication purpose, we required GUI menus, guys. For example, here we have GUI. GUI means graphical user interface. Okay, for user interaction purpose, guys. For user interaction purpose, we are going to use these things. For user interaction purpose. Okay, na? Just assumption, guys, dummy image. So this is one user. This user communicating to GUI menus means here get operation, get button, delete button, update button, or login button, logout button, like ready-made menus there. So users going to click that menu. So GUI menu. That GUI menu backend using the API only. Every GUI menu is using the API only backend. Because of the API, then response communicating to Django. Okay, or else a request. First time request, guys, here. First time person is going to be send the request. Okay, now this request in the form of JSON communicating to the Django. Okay, so this is all request. Next you are going to get the response back. So response, which format you are getting? JSON response. Now JSON response we are sending to the GUI menu. Okay, I mean, when user clicking GUI, we are getting the response finally. That response can understanding by users. Okay. So simply my target here, app to app communication purpose API is required, guys. App to app, app to app communication purpose, app to app communication purpose API is must be required. Is must be required. App to app communication purpose. So human being to app, guys. Human being. Okay. So human being to app communication, human being to app communication purpose GUI tool must be required. GUI tool must be required. Okay na? So remember that one, guys. Now web API, guys. Web API. So guys, here we have the different kind of applications, guys. We have the different kind of applications. So some applications are acting like a web applications, some are acting like a normal applications only. Okay. So web application, and this is normal application only. Okay. So guys, generally nowadays so many people are using smart mobiles. Am I right? All people are using these smart mobiles. In our smart mobiles, hundreds of applications there. In our smart mobiles, hundreds of applications there regularly we are using. So these all applications are dividing like two types. What are those? Dividing like two types. One is a web application. Another one is a static application. Okay. So web application means in the hotels or I mean sorry, in different places we can use, guys, web applications. So web applications means the applications which are running, with the internet only, then those applications we are calling web applications. Okay. So static applications means the applications which are not running without internet is called static applications. Okay. One more time can see. So web applications, static applications, like two types there. Web application means the applications which are running only with the internet is called web applications. So the applications which are running without the internet is called static applications. Okay. So web applications examples are, guys, web applications examples what are available? So many are there nowadays. So for example, Facebook is there, Gmail is there, okay, YouTube is there, like a number of applications, guys. Phone Pay, Google Pay, Paytm, these all are web applications only. And normal applications means, for example, a contact page, calendar page, alarm page, okay, alarm, okay, like these things, guys. So these applications are not required internet. Okay. So for these applications also API required. For these applications also API required. Okay. So the APIs which are designed for interacting with web application, then we are calling web APIs. The APIs which are designed for normal application purpose, then we are calling static applications. Okay, now this one, using our Django REST framework, we are going to be developing the all kind of applications, all kind of APIs. Okay. So and also one more general term, guys, regularly we are using. So provider, not provider. Before that, actual definition is there na, REST API. So REST stands for, guys, REST stands for representational state transfer. REST stands for representational state transfer. So where representational means, can see, guys,
So REST is also working with the client server architecture only. REST is also like a client server architecture only working. So here this one is the client one, and this one is the server one. Okay. So guys, here from the client, whenever we are sending the request, we are representing what kind of response I want, JSON response I want, XML response I want, text response I want, like that. Input also we are giving guys. At the time of representing the request only, at the time of representing, first of all, API is mainly designed for to exchanging the data from one application to another application. Okay, so client server architecture is must be required to share the information. So here, when our client is sending the request, starting only representing what kind of response I want. Okay, and the state means what we want to perform. I want to get all records, or I want to create record, or I want to update record, like that. That information is called the state of the database behavior. State of the behavior or state all are same. Okay, and next to transfer means from one application to another application we are transferring the data or exchanging the data. So transferring the data or exchanging the data. Clear this one? Why representational state transfer name coming means, so in the REST API, at the time of representing the request only, at the time of sending the request only, in the REST API we are going to be representing what kind of response we want. Okay, and what you want to decide, what you want to do in the server side, using the state understanding. And transfer means exchanging the information from one application to another application each other. That's why we are calling transfer, representational state transfer. Okay, na? So guys, here one request I'm sending, guys. One request I'm sending. For every request, guys, request one sending, request two sending. For every request in the server side, n number of vacancies are maybe available. Okay, anyone going to be connecting, and that is you are going to get as a response, and that is you are going to get as a response. Clear this one? Okay. So REST is an architecture representational state. REST stands for representational state transfer, and REST is an architectural style, guys. REST is an architectural style. REST is an architectural style which is providing, guys, which is providing. REST is an architectural style which is providing so many, simply which is providing one tool, guys, which is providing some one tool. So REST is an architectural style which is providing one tool to test the APIs, guys, which is providing one tool to developing the APIs. Okay, so REST is an architectural style which is used to developing the APIs. REST providing, guys, REST providing some principles, guys, some principles or guidelines. REST providing some principles or guidelines to developing the APIs, to developing the APIs. Okay, REST providing some principles or guidelines to developing the APIs by using REST principles, by using REST principles or guidelines, guys. By using REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing any APIs, guys, if we are developing any if we are developing any APIs, then those APIs, we are calling REST APIs. Okay, so REST is providing some principles or guidelines to developing the APIs. By using the REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing the any API, those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Those APIs we are calling the REST APIs. Clear this one? So what is REST API? If anybody is asking, REST stands for representational state transfer, which is an architectural style which is providing some rules and regulations to developing the APIs. So by using the REST principles or guidelines, if we are developing the APIs, then those APIs getting the more demanding nowadays. Using the REST principles. I means the REST principle APIs. By following the REST principles, if you are developing the APIs, those APIs are generating the response in the form of JSON, sending the request in the form of JSON, and also a lot of benefits you are getting, guys, when you are going to use in real time. Clear about the REST API definitions? Okay. So next, general terms. So provider application, guys. Provider app and consumer app. Provider app and consumer app. Okay. So provider and consumer means easily you can understanding. The application which is providing the services, guys. So this is one example. You can take it. This is another example. Okay. So this one you can take it, guys. Book My Show, BMS. Book My Show application. Okay. So from the browser, guys, this is my assumption. This is my browser. Okay. Whenever we are sending the request, guys, this is my request I'm sending. So I'm going to get the response back, guys. I'm going to get the response back. Okay, na? So here URL we are sending. So request we are sending and response we are getting, guys. Request sending, response getting. So this is Book My Show application. Whenever I'm sending here www.bookmyshow.com, Book My Show homepage coming, guys. Here theaters you are selecting and the tickets you are selecting, and you are going to click a payment button. Okay. So in these two situations, guys, here API is there. This API can use by this browser www.bookmyshow.com. Okay. So in this situation, guys, so browser is a consumer. Browser is a consumer, means browser can using the other application related APIs, can consuming the other application related APIs. That's why we are calling browser is a consumer. Okay. And Book My Show is providing services to browser, guys. That's why here we are calling provider. Okay. So the application which is providing, guys, the application which is providing the services to other application is called provider application. The application which is consuming the services from other application is called consumer application. Okay. Now here, after selecting all the tickets, everything, guys, finally you need to do payment. Without payment, our movie tickets are not booked successfully. Okay. So you are going to click the payment button. Whenever we are clicking the payment button, our request, guys, again, our request coming to the Book My Show. Okay. So request coming to the Book My Show. Now my Book My Show is sending this request to the bank application, guys. For example, I have SBI Bank. Okay. So Book My Show is sending that request to the SBI Bank application. Now that bank application performing the required operation and sending back, guys, response. Okay. So can see, guys, you are going to do payment button. You are going to do payment money by clicking payment button. So 500 rupees you need to pay, guys. So taking that request, BookMyShow is redirected to SBI bank application. Okay, SBI bank details you entered here. Then redirected there if available directing and getting response successfully booked your tickets like that. Then you can watch those particular movie with a particular time. Okay. So if REST API not developing guys, this BookMyShow here bank application person not developing these APIs. Bank application person not developing APIs. Then from the BookMyShow guys, bank related API I'm going to use. Okay, so from the BookMyShow application I'm unable to communicate it to bank SBI. Okay, so other parallelly myself I have ICICI bank also. I have the ICICI bank also. Okay, so if SBI person not providing the APIs to communicating BookMyShow to SBI application. Okay, so BookMyShow to SBI application if not possible to communicating because of the API, then obviously user selecting what ICICI bank guys. User going to be selecting ICICI bank. ICICI bank person is going to developing API guys. ICICI person developing the APIs. Then successfully communicating guys with bank application and they will do payment yeah guys.
Is it okay now?
Lakshmi, are you getting voice?
Yes, sir.
Lakshmi?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Priya, are you getting? Priya join this now. Almost session is going to complete. So here my simplest definition. Yeah. So here my final conclusion, madam. You can see here. So here one application is there. Here one application is there. Okay. So this application one providing some APIs. Okay. These APIs are using by application. Two people are using the APIs which are sending by application one. Okay. So APIs of application one. App one related APIs guys. Okay, so using these application one related APIs, this person sending the request and getting the response. So the application which is providing the APIs to the other application purpose is called consumer application. Is called is called provider application. Which is providing the APIs is called provider application, and the application which is consuming the services of other application is called consumer application. Is called consumer application. Okay, and these both are doing business each other guys. So this application related point of view, this is the partner. Okay, this application point of view, application one is the partner. This each other called partners. You and me both doing one business guys. So you are my partner, I'm your partner like that. People are considering. Okay, so these all are general terms. What is a provider application? What is a consumer application? What is a partner application? Okay, what is API? What is Web API? What is a REST API? All are general terms. Everything they may ask in interview. That's why I given this all. Okay, this is enough for this day. Okay, so Lakshmi, from the next session onwards, directly we will discuss programmatically REST API related installations, all the things. So far, just the basics knowledge you only completing. Okay, na?
Sir, hello.
Yeah. I'm giving a reply to you only, madam.
So you are asking Django to REST API, what is the difference? Am I right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So one point mainly you can see here. So this is my Django project, man. This is my Django project. So in the Django, you are developing the Django URLs using the Django concept, models, forms, views. By combining of all things, Django URLs you are developing assumption. Okay. So totally, this is my Django project. Totally, this is my Django project. Django project. So after developing the Django project, guys, you are running the server. After running the server, from the browser, we are sending the URLs, Django URLs assumption. Okay. So in Django, you are doing that one only. After running the Django project, from the browser, Django URLs, you are sending MVT architecture, guys. Whenever we are sending the Django URL from the browser, it is going to, from the browser, whenever we are sending the URL, that is coming to first Django project level URL.py. If any URL is matching, correspondent to view executing, view calling the model calling the database, communicating. Okay, like that via the URL, we are going to be communicating the database. Okay, na? So simply Django URL I sent, guys, here. Django URL I sent. So this Django URL first communicating to here, and our URL communicating to one view, and that view doing business. So finally, using the Django URL, I'm interacted to database and performing the database operations. If I want to get all records or I want to create new record, I can do it. Okay. So Django URLs are using for only from the browser can communicate our application related database. Okay. So now REST API is there. REST API where we are adding means to the existing Django project only. This is my Django project. At the time of learning Django, these URLs you are developing. These URLs are. Now at the time of learning REST API, REST API URLs also you are developing. REST API is also nothing but URLs only. Django URLs, REST API URLs. Why REST API URLs we are adding to the existing Django project only? Means, so these all are other applications, guys, outside applications. Okay. So from the other applications, if you want to, if I mean other applications people, if anybody wants to communicate our Django project related database and they want to do business with us, okay, then must be REST API is required. Without REST API, these third party application people are not possible to communicate our application related database. Only because of REST API only possible these all people communicating to our database. Only Django URLs from the browser only possible. But application to application communication is not possible without REST API. That's why 100% REST APIs we are going to be adding to the existing Django.
Okay,
This is
sir, thank
one of
you.
the difference. Yeah.
Hello, thank you, sir.
Ah,
Sir,
okay.
for that, Django is a prerequisite, na, to learn the this course.
Yes. Python is must be required. Python is must
I
be
learn.
required. After the Python, Django is required. Okay, here can you see. So by learning Python and Django, 70% of code you can develop in your project. After adding the REST API only, remaining 30 to 40% code. Here 60 to 70% you are developing using the Django means remaining 30 to 40% code using the REST API only we are developing. By combining all the things, Python, Django and REST API, then 100% product we are developing. Then only this product we are giving to the public live stage. Otherwise, your application is just still pending with only Python and Django. Okay. And
So
one
first of
point
all,
here, wait.
yeah.
One point here. So Python, if you know, then you are joining the Django. Okay. So Django 2 months, for example, 45 days to 2 months your faculty is taking. So Django not completing also no problem to learn the REST API. In Django basic, general basics starting stage, project name how creating, application name how creating, models how creating, like just the Django basics if you know, then that is enough to learn the REST API. Not only, I mean, some people are thinking like after completing 2 months Django, then I will join like that. That is your wish. Okay. Otherwise, 10 days Django if completing 1 week to 10 days. So all basics completing. Then parallel you can learn REST API, both parallelly completing courses at a time. That is your wish. Yeah. Are you joined Django or not?
Sir, no, not yet. I just did a
Okay.
Python.
Yeah.
I did not cover yet Django. That's really what I'm
Okay.
asking you. If Django is required
Yeah.
for that.
Django must be required, madam. Using the Django only web applications we are designing. Totally, for example, Amazon application, Flipkart application, Zomato application, these all are Django front end. Okay, front end with back end all writing, and the app to app communication purpose. Then REST API we are using. So Django also you need to learn, madam. If you want, I mean, already myself I started Django last week. Okay, and Lakshmi and along with you another girl is there. Lakshmi and other person also joined only last session only. So if you are interested, if you have time, okay. So at 10 a.m. I started a new batch 10 a.m. Okay, that is your wish, not forcefully. So at 10 a.m. batch started, new batch 1 week back started. So some basic concepts completing right now. Okay, so
Sir,
Django, yeah, tell me.
if I join at in that batch, so I
Yeah,
will be also late now in that batch because I'm joining the late.
that's why I'm telling what means 1 week basics completing along with you. For example, if you are joining, Lakshmi, other girl is there here. Let's say she also joined in the Django. So Lakshmi joined and other person Ranjit also joined very lately. Okay, recently yesterday only joined. So for those people, I'm going to give you backup what completing previous sessions. Material I'm sharing, programs I'm sharing, basic programs, general programs, not at started main programs. Okay, na? So from coming days onwards, more big programs going to be starting. These basics after this session completing regular session, and I'm giving a backup to you half an hour or 1 hour, like very soon I will complete that one. That is all our wish.
Sir, yes, sir, I want to join. Can you provide your number here?
You can contact the online team. They are providing link, joining link. Okay, na?
Okay. Okay.
So meeting link like today this one you join, like one link they are sharing you, so you can join. And here already 3-4 programs completed, madam. Don't worry, I'm telling. So one concept to another concept, no dependency is there. If you are reading one concept, today I'm telling one concept, half an hour you are reading my material. Okay, so next okay, one more half an hour you are doing practice what I'm giving program. Okay, so regularly in my sessions, material, theoretical material files I'm sharing, and the projects what we are doing practice, projects what we are doing practice like this I'm going to give. And when we are writing multiple lines of code, every line why we are writing procedures also I'm giving first time, and same concept not giving again procedure. If any new concept there, procedure files I'm giving. So when procedure if you know, then easily you can developing the coding. Okay, and video links also myself what I'm teaching a video session, that video links also I'm going to give you, and that is you can download permanently, you can use it. And also management people also will share you links, and those videos 6 months you can access without downloading. That is your wish. Okay, na?
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you are interested, then you can contact to online team, they will share you. And today you can attend. I mean, Lakshmi also yesterday class one attended, and now she will continue regular session after completing previous concept related overview I'm going to give you. Then you can attend that overview class also, previous session.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
yeah. So thank you guys. I'll meet tomorrow. I mean tomorrow Sunday, na? Today is Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next class we'll meet Monday. Next class we'll meet Monday. So right now we are in the starting stage. So Sunday no class required. Okay, so already old batches there I have, those batches I'm going to take Sunday. I'm going to take Sunday also some batches. Okay, who are going to be completing. So your batch again Monday will meet, and 10 o'clock our REST API is I mean Django is there. So 10:15 I'm going to be connecting, madam. 10:15. Okay,
Sir, can you take
so
those people who want to join Django class, which is already
yeah,
started? Can you
yeah.
can you take a session for those people? Whatever course has been completed, whatever session has been
Yeah,
completed.
that is all I'm
So
telling. 10:15 to 11:30, I'm taking regular session, madam. Okay, na?
okay,
10:15 to 11:30. So after 11:30, those people are going to left, and you people, new people can stay here. Then I'll continue the old sessions.
okay, sir. I will take a link from them today.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Thank
So Lakshmi, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So see you guys. I have again a 9 o'clock session. I need to complete my breakfast and all. So bye, guys.
you. Hello, and thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, have a great day. And Priya left. So in our Django session, I'm telling Lakshmi already. Demo session only. I explained. So end of the day, we are going to be discussing projects also. I'm going to teach you projects, 2-3 projects. I'm going to teach you. Definitely, you will get it benefit. One pure backend related project, one pure front end related project. Definitely, I'm going to teach you. All the people who are learning my Django. Bye, madam.